Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Laser Cat Toys Mini Broody, which is their take on a chibi-styled bruticus. And yeah, this one ended up really far in the backlogs when I got sick, so I'm glad to finally be getting around to it. Again, they have knocked it out of the park with one of their SD-style combiners. Really digging everything that LaserCat has been doing. They're good quality, they're reasonably priced, and they're just a really fun spin on our classic characters. So really do dig these guys. But we will start with a look at the box. Here we have, I think that is an actual picture of the figure there in his combined mode. Some artwork there of the different bots. We got a bunch of legal jargon in a different language. We got our super adorable vehicle modes. They are actually just so precious because of how squished up they are. Even compared to their other figures, I find the vehicle modes in this to be quite cute. And this is the first combiner they've done with vehicle modes, because the other two were Predaking and Volcanicus from the Dinobots. So they have done the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. That was a vehicle, but that was a standalone figure and a lot bigger than these guys. But yeah, just really love how they turned out. We do just kind of get that logo there on this side, same on this side, and then on the front we do get this really cool art piece of them all standing ready to start a fight. And as you can see, you do get silhouettes of the aerial bots in the sky behind them. So, and pretty sure their aerial bots are supposed to come out in June. That's the estimated release date anyway. And we do get the open up flap, and they would all be right here. And then we do get some line art on the top. So there is that for the box. And we do get an extensive instruction sheet. I will say that while the pictures are a little smaller than I would like, they, at least give you a sizable instruction sheet. So it is, for the most part, easy to follow. There are a few parts that can get a little confusing, but nothing too crazy. So they actually do proper instructions. So there is that. And here we have the figures themselves, and we will start with a quick look at the combined parts that can form their own little like robot on their own. They have done this with their other combiners as well. He does have the gun formed out of all of the other bots' guns. Now, one issue with this is, aside from Swindle's gun here, mentioned attaching in vehicle mode, they don't say or show anything about the guns. Obviously, this one is for Vortex because it matches his other guns, and this one is for Swindle, but I don't actually know what the other guns are for, or rather who they go to, because there's just no mention of them at all. And yeah, again, this is just kind of like a cool storage option. I will say you do get both the, I think it's the cartoon and the toy versions chests, and they both store here, but in the actual combined form, one of them is just left on the side as like the only standalone part. So that does bug me a little bit. I wish they had found a way to, like, as much as I hate to say it, like, make it into a shield or something, just so like it can, not be just a loose part lying around. But there is that. And then here we have our little Vortex. And he does look nice. Done up in a very bright gray with some gunmetal details and some sort of a pale blue, I think, for his guns and his legs. And the guns do like sort of attach to his arms. When he transforms, it just hooks on with this little post. It just kind of slides in here when you, I fail to put it back. Come on. just this little groove here, and you just sort of, you can sort of see where it is now, but yeah, you just come on, let me like half close it so I can still stick it in there. Fine, be that way. There we go. Get those in there. They don't have regular round handles, so they don't really sit in his hands, but that's not too big of a deal to me since they do store on his arms. But yeah, nice purplish color there for his visor. And moving on to Swindle. Got that yellow Jeep look going on. Does have some nice silver here for his Jeep windshield, and a little bit of purple there, as usual. I will say one small issue with him and Brawl as the legs is they do have their arms can rotate forward on this hinge, but they do not go back, so you cannot move his arms any further forward than this, so that's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, overall, still a very cool figure. You get his spare tire back here. We'll move on to the big one of the set, Onslaught. Done up in a sort of a skyish blue, some dull orange there for the eyes. Got that face mask. He's got his big old cannons on his back. There is something about the vehicle mode that I'll mention about that, but we'll get to that later. We'll just fold these in, but yeah, there's his combiner crotch plate. Does have all the extra wheels around. Does have the window pecs. Very nice. And here we have Brawl with a nice military green. Does have his signature tank turret on the back. And nothing really fits in here, but there is like a hole, so maybe if you have like something small enough, or if you make a custom, you could give him like a blast effect. Some purple there for his mouth plate, and again that dull orange for the visor. Very neat. And of course, last but not least, we do get Blast Off, and yeah, he does have a bit more kibble hang off than the others, but it's not too terrible. He does have silver for his eyes, and then the purple for the accidental eyes, or whatever that you know the original apparently had, or whatever. But yeah, he does have some bits of spaceship just kind of hanging off of him. Does have the big thruster feet. Yeah, overall, a nice little set we got going on here. Oh, I almost forgot. They do come with collector cards. So we do get one here for Bruticus, and it's just all the same on the back. But then we got Swindle and Blast Off, Onslaught, Vortex, and they are very shiny, and Brawl. So we do get a full set of cards for them, which is nice. And we also do get another one of these little laser cat paw clickers that has basically just fidget clicker buttons, but this is also the magnet for the light up feature. So, and this one is done in a sort of a military green with a little bit of camo. Is this cat hair? I don't even have a cat. What the heck is that? Anyway, yeah, it's done in a military green with little bits of camo here. The other ones were done in like a solid silver, so it's nice that they're not just copy pasting it this time and actually sort of making it match a little better. But we will set that off to the side. Anyway, now we have to get them all. Oh wait, actually, I want to do a quick size comparison before. Here he is with the Age of the Primes Vortex, just to see how they stack up with a modern deluxe. So there's that. Now we need to start getting them all into their vehicle modes. So, going to start with vortex here, and we are going to pull down these sections of the arm to release those guns. And then we are going to come up here to the top of his head and push on this crest, and that'll come up. And then we just extend this all out on this arm, and that's going to become part of the helicopter tail. Then we want to rotate his head around, and then we're going to come back here, and you can see there's a pin on this side but not on this side because this opens up like so. And the blades are one solid piece, so you kind of gotta be aware of how you're moving it around. And then we want to unfold this whole section from his back, and that's obviously going to be the rest of the helicopter tail, and this is all going to come together. And you can see there is a little tab right here and a little slot, and then this is also a tab, and that will come together. And then this should be like this, and you just rotate it to the side, and then I think we can just close that back up for now. Then we are going to lift these arms up, and I will say that these guys have slightly more complicated engineering than the previous combiners they've done. So there's a little bit more to them. Let's see. And then we want to fold out these parts, and we are going to need to open up, I believe it opens up, yeah, like this, and like this. We sort of want to bring these, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure we need to rotate the waist 180, and try and actually get these arms a little bit out of the way. And then for these, oh no, we don't want to rotate that around. Oh, I didn't go over the articulation. Let me fix that. Okay, yeah, for articulation, vortex head is on a ball joint. We do get up at the arms, we do get a full 360. This side's a little bit on the tight side, you can hear it squeaking. But as long as you get the helicopter blades out of the way, you do get full 360 there. We do get 90 degrees at the elbow, and we do get an elbow, or rather a bicep swivel. Do get a backwards butterfly joint, but that's more for transformation. We do get a full 360 at the waist. There is kind of some collision there, but it can go 360. We do get a tiny bit of knee. It's not a lot because of how sort of chunky he is, but it's there. We do get ankle movement. It's actually going the wrong way. There's like two hinges here. One is for the ankle, and you get a little bit on that side, and then this one's for transformation. So, but that's vortex. Swindle. Again, head is on a ball joint. Is it? I'm pretty sure it's on a ball joint. Yeah, there it goes. It's just stiff. Do get a little bit of forward due to a transformation hinge. Again, the arms can't go back, but they can move forward. Do get bicep swivel. Do get a elbow joint. That's as far as I go. I think that's a smidge under 90 there. Do have a ball jointed wrist, but it really only gets you a swivel. But there is a teeny tiny bit of up and down. 360 at the waist. We do get the way their knees are shaped is a little weird, so you do get 90 degrees at the knee, but you have to be aware, like, because as you can see, there's like a series of hinges here, and this is the configuration it's supposed to be in for the robot mode, where the knee joint is at the back. So just be aware that's a thing. And then we do get some up and down at the toes, and should also get, yeah, we do get our ankle tilt. So there is that. And now this leg is too far into the leg. Let's see why this is all sorts of weird. Yeah, now it's just not cooperating. I do wish these locked in a little more securely, because yeah, now it's just going to be a pain getting it to sit the way it's supposed to. Yeah, even now it's not sitting completely flush. So now he's got one leg shorter than the other, and it's really annoying to try and get this to not be dumb. There we go. Whatever. Onslaught, again, ball jointed head. We do get that far out. Do get an easy 360. Do get a swivel there. 90 degrees at the elbows. Wrist is a ball joint. Don't get too much movement there, but you do get an inward fold, more for transformation. And obviously it can swivel. A little snug though. Do get 360 at the waist. We do get a little forward at the hips, and we do get a nice knee bend there. The toes do move up and down, and that is sort of their faux ankle tilt. There is a hinge at the heel as well. So there's that. Brawl is essentially the same as Swindle as far as articulation goes. Forward, got swivel, 90 degrees at the elbow, a little bit of movement in the wrist because of the ball joint, and again, even the legs are essentially the same configuration. So, and then for blast off, we do get a nice ball joint for the head. Arms can't come up that far. He does have a full elbow swing because of the transformation joints, but you can move this kibble around his arm. It's on a swivel where his hand is. Hand is on a very nice smooth swivel there. We do get 360 at the waist, a little bit of forward. We do get 90 degrees at the back, and yeah, gotta make sure that that's in the right position. Pretty sure we get some ankle tilt. Yes, we do get ankle tilt here, and you can move the toe around if you want. So there is that for blast off. Alright, now let's get them all into vehicle mode. So again, we were working on Vortex, so I'm just gonna kind of skip back to the point I was at, just bring this up. And this is how the backpack is configured normally. Yeah, just open that up, extend all of this. It's a little easier to bring it down and then fold it up over the back propeller part. It's catching it. There we go. Bring this all up. Do want to make sure to rotate his head around so that all the stuff lines up. And just bring this all together. Come on. Rotate that around to the side. Close this up. Sort of bring these arms out. Coming here to the legs, we are going to fold these shins out and fold the foot down like so. And that's going to let us fold these around. There is, oh yeah, there is this section here. This piece right here with like the little landing gear wheel on it. You want to push on that to open it up, and you can see there's a little tiny little tab on that black piece there. Trying to get a good look at it. It's kind of tucked in there, but use this gun as a pointer. Right here there's a little tab, and there are two different slots on this part. And for the vehicle, you want to bring it around, fold this out. When you bring this back over, it's going to be in a different position than in the robot. Because for the robot, let's see, hold on, let's see the other side. The robot, it's in the. Yeah, I'm trying to get a good look at that. Yeah, on the robot mode, it's in this first angled slot, and then there's like a slightly there's another one it's against the back that's a bit more flat. So you want to push that back like so. Make sure that's in the right position. Like so. And then we can fold this all around. Just sort of bring this together. Then coming up here to his shin piece, there's this big chunk right here that you want to push out. That's actually going to be the nose of the helicopter. And that can take a little bit of wiggling around just to make sure that it comes out. Like so. And then you're going to fold this over. Oh, I almost forgot. You do want to fold his foot around and inside. Like so. And oh, I did miss a part. You do want to untab his chest, and that's going to free up the sections that his arms are on, and those are going to come out like so and like so. And this hinge is going to bring them up. And man, I really should put some oil on that. Bring those up. This part is going to rotate around like so that the hollow bits are facing the same way. Rotate it around, and those are going to come back, and there are little tabs and little slots. It's going to bring these together. And then the arms, you want to make it so that the shoulders are facing each other like this. And now there'll be room for bring that chest piece back up, and that'll give us room to sort of fold things in if I'm not completely missing something. No, that should be right. Oh, did I do the wrong slot or something on here? I might have. Let me see. Yes, I did. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, there is 3 slots. There's 2 slightly angled ones, and let me see if I can. Crap! Now the nose is in the way. I'll do it on the other side. We pop this up and open this. You can see this one, the angled one. There's actually 2 slightly different positions there, and then there's the back one. So you want to move from the first one to the second, it looks like. But yeah, essentially just leave it untabbed and move it into place, and then it should just close up, yeah, like that. And we fold that nose piece over. Going to move this nose piece out. Oh, wait, no, we want to fold it around before we do that. Make sure the landing gear is out to the side. Sort of bring this all out. Bring that nose cone around the front. Make sure you line it up. And we just kind of squish this whole... Oh, I almost forgot the foot again. There we go. Just swing this all around. Make sure that you line things up with the back of the helicopter like so, and then this should come together, yep, like that, and then fold the rest of the nose and cockpit over before we tab it together so that there's room for it to move. Then we tab that together. You can see that forms a little gun and landing gear under there. Bring these landing gears down into the side so that they're flush. These arms need to be extended, and we want to rotate them around so that this piece is facing towards the front, because there's a tab and a slot, and that's going to go like that. And make sure that these shoulder parts are still flush. Bring that together. Then you can take these little engine bits, point them towards the back, and then the final step is to bring this piece of the propeller down, and you can see there's some slots and 2 little tabs, and close that up. And that's actually very secure, so you might need a tool to pull that off when you transform back. And then for the guns, where do the guns go? Right there is a teeny little slot right here, and they just plug in right there like that. And same on the other side. And then we got Vortex in his little helicopter mode, and it is indeed adorable. The propeller could spin a little better. It does kind of tend to hit these because it's got some wiggle to it. But yeah, usually this is sort of what's blocking it from moving, so just be aware of that when you're like transforming them. But yeah, nice little helicopter mode. All the propellers spin. He does have the 3 landing gear. They don't actually, the wheels don't roll or anything, but you know, nice little figure. Now we are going to go to Swindle, and where is he? And I'm actually going to take Swindle's gun off because it is the only one that's mentioned in the instructions. So we'll go ahead and set that off to the side. But for Swindle, what we want to do is we are going to untab this in the back and just sort of lift this up a little bit. We do want to rotate this hinge around and just sort of bring it down for now. For his arms, we are going to rotate them at the bicep, and there is a hinge here that will lift up this panel, and you want to rotate the hand around like so, and then push this hinge up into the shoulder. And we're going to do the same on the other side. I'll show that panel first this time though. You lift this panel like so, rotate it around, flip the hand, push that up into the shoulder, and then you're just going to sort of push. There's these hinges here do kind of collapse together, and then you do want to take his head crest and fold that up to form the rest of his bumper. I don't know if that actually goes all the way in or not. And yeah, I don't think that actually goes all the way in. So basically just gotta let it sit there. But yeah, there is that. And yeah, there is a little groove here, and you see the little slot on that panel, so that will hold that in place. And as for the legs, you do need to rotate his waist. Do just want to like wiggle that out of the way. Come on. Get that around, move that back. And for this, we are going to open up his leg like so, and you just kind of want to scrunch the whole assembly as far in as you can, like so. Do it again on this side. Put it all. Yeah, see, the different tolerance of the hinges makes it so it doesn't want to cooperate, and it's really annoying. Come on. There we go. And we just want to fold those back under. And if I'm not mistaken, I think for the Jeep we fold the hands in. No, we don't. And I want to straighten this out. Come on. Did I miss something here? I don't think I did. Yeah, no, that's basically supposed to stay how it is. Just things aren't quite lining up how I want them to. Yeah, we bring this back, and you can see there are little slots on the underside of his foot there, and they are just going to go on with this little tab right here, just to make sure. Or his knee pads, not his feet, but yeah, that'll form the little seats there. The feet fold down, and then you just want to bring this whole armature. Actually, I want to fold the feet up, because the tire actually does have little tabs that tab into the bottom of his feet. I forgot about that. There is that, and that is basically his. Nope. Hold the windshield up and squish his head back a little bit more. Best it'll go. Doesn't quite want to. There we go. And then this is just gonna, there's a little peg, and it'll tab in back here. Like so. And there we have Swindle, all done. And we're actually going to skip Onslaught and go straight to Brawl, because he is essentially the exact same as Swindle for the most part. So we are going to flip up these tank treads, and then he has that same panel on his arm here. We flip that around, and we just compress that. Flip this around. Same for the other side. Tank treads, panel, rotate around, compress it, rotate the hand. Do want to make sure that his head is all the way back, and just sort of squish these up and make sure that that panel tabs into his back. And we do want to lift up this tank tread, or not tread, turret. There we go. And then this part's a bit different. We do open up that same panel, but we do also fold up or fold out the tracks. Oh yeah, we do need to rotate this around. And again, you want to compress those legs all the way inside. Ow. There we go. And there we go. And yeah, these will, that tread folded up again. And then this will come together like so, and like so. And yeah, this time you want to fold his chest piece out, and it should have a little more hinge here. And that's going to come down like that. I'm pretty sure that's not the same for Swindle. Oh. Yes, that is the same for Swindle. That's my bad. I missed a step. Anyway. Then we do want to fold these knee pads up. These ones actually tab in a little bit better. So fold these over like so. Fold these feet down, and then these little tabs on the turret will go into his knee pads. Like so. And there we have his tank kit. It is adorable. So there's that. Now we're going to do Blast Off. It is definitely different from Vortex. But we are going to untab this nose cone piece. We are going to come here to the back of his head. We're going to fold out these side panels here. And then we're going to come to the top and fold up this. And we want to fold or rotate this around like so. We are just going to sort of sit this up like this for now. And then do want to untab the chest. And that's going to loosen up these side panels for the arms. I believe we want to rotate the entire arm from the shoulder. Oh, wait, no. Come on. You can see how you want the front part to line up, but we got to make sure we're doing it the right way. I think it's folded around this way. Yep. Definitely not doing that totally right. I did a refresher on this a couple days ago, and it looks like I should have done the other one right away. Oy. It's the problem with these, doing a whole combiner set Okay. Come on. Okay, you know what, we're gonna put the arms back for now, because I think we're supposed to deal with this backpack. Because this, we want to fold these down on a double hinge, like so. Then we do want to, where is, there we go. So we want to do that, fold that out, and there's a little tab slot here, and same on this side, just a little tab slot there. Bring those out to the side. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. No, it's definitely not that. Why am I not remembering this part? That's almost right, but it's not sitting together, and I know it's supposed to sit together pretty quick and easy like. Come on. Is it just the joint tolerances giving me trouble again? Is that what this is? Making me think I'm doing it wrong? I'm pretty sure I'm doing this wrong. Ah, crap. That is not supposed to come undone for this part. Come on. I don't even remember this freaking hinge in his head. What in the world is going on here? Alright, I give up. I'm checking the instructions. Okay, yeah, I'm not actually really doing anything wrong. It's just this piece right here is supposed to come up. Okay. And everything else was pretty much what I was doing. The exception of how I had the fist rotated, but that's... yeah, what the heck. It's just really not cooperating with me right now. It's starting to hurt to sit in this stool. I've been here so long. No, I was doing it wrong. I see. I think. Yep. I was doing it wrong. Okay, so you want to bring the shoulder down on this hinge, and then rotate the elbow side inwards, and then this whole thing will rotate and come together like that. That's what I was doing wrong. Then you just bring this together, sort of. Gotta bring this part up first. And you're just going to bring this all underneath and bring it together like so. Then you'll bring this down and it'll tab into his wrists. And there, now we have the front of the spaceship done. This is usually the one I remember the best, so I don't know. It's because the camera's on, isn't it? Anyway, so for the legs, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. So we are going to rotate the waist 180, and then we are going to open up this panel here on both legs. And for some reason, it opens fine like this, but when it's in vehicle mode, it's like super snug, so it's really a lot harder to get open. But we are going to compress the legs. This gray piece goes down, and then the actual knee will compress into that part, like so. And when we bring this part back down, you want to make sure that this is when you tab in the wing to this slot right here. But we do want to get this part up here first. Raise up this chest piece a little, like so, and like so. Wait. Stop being difficult. Stop being in the way. Yeah, there we go. Close that back down, and it will tab in. Anyway, so yeah, we want to. Oh, before we do that, we do want to rotate this whole foot around, like so. And we do want to fold the feet down. So anyway, we want to bring this in and make sure that that lines up, like so. And this waist part is stretched out again in a way it's not supposed to. There we go. That's for the combination mode. But yeah, compress the gray part, compress the knee inside of that gray part. Just wiggle this together. We want to rotate, make sure that that's out of the way. Rotate the foot around, and oh, hey, stop catching. As we close this up, and then bring this around and inside. That should not be getting in the way that much. There we go. Make sure that this is lined up. Go in to this little slot right here. There we go. And yeah, just reconnect those little panels on the side. Make sure that they're properly tabbed in. Now these you want to rotate around. They are just on a ball joint. You want to rotate those around. Then you want to fold up the dorsal fin like so, and it sort of tabs together. There's a bit of a gap there, but it is what it is. And there we have Blastoff in his little shuttle mode. Hooray! And now we can move on to Onslaught. So, let's see. Where to start? Do want to pull, not his backpack, his chest forward. And that will let us bring these shoulder sections out to the side. And we do just want to fold his head inside. And then for the arms, we are going to rotate them around so that they're facing like so. And we rotate this around, I believe, yeah, this way. So we unfold this panel here and then fold out this wheel section. And we can bring that together. And then this hand section will fold under, and then the wrist ball joint will fold up like that. And that's how you want the arms. So we're going to rinse and repeat there. Bring this up and around. Bring this out. Fold this wheel out. Line that up. Fold this down. Fold the hand up. Come on. There we go. And then now we can sort of pull all this up, and the front of the truck will fold out on this little armature, and you can just kind of fold that back down like so. And then we are going to untab the waist here. You can see it's on this whole set of hinges, and you just want to straighten that out. Just sort of leave this for now. Now the legs do get a little tricky because you do have to first open this panel, his shin, like that. And then you have to flip like the entire outer leg around on it. And you're going to start by taking his ankle, or his heel, and folding that around and flattening it down like so. Then you're going to bring this whole thing up, and it does catch sometimes. You just kind of got to make sure you just adjust a little bit here and there, and it will fold over like that. And then you're going to come up here, and you want to make sure that you straighten out this section. And again, the tolerances make it a bit of a pain in the butt to get this to all line up a little bit, but you'll see that, yeah, it just sort of clips in there. And then you just want to make sure that the wheels are facing down. I usually keep them facing back, but they do rotate around, so you can put them in different positions if you want. And that is partially for the combination mode, but it is an option you have. Anyway, getting this open, there we go. I want to take that heel, rotate it around, fold it down, and then we want to rotate this entire section. Oh, it's a little misaligned there. Rotate this entire section up and around. There we go. Yeah, his knees always like to bend while you're doing this, so you gotta keep straightening them out. But then we should be able to get this like so. Again, the little shin plates will just close back up. Pull down his feet, and then there's a tab slot connection here in the middle that will bring his legs together. Fold that back down. Just doing that to get it out of the way. And then we do I think I've done something wrong here, because this is supposed to be, oh no, I know what I did. You gotta fold this down, rotate that around, and then we want to make the wheels down on this side. That's what I did wrong, because this is going to be on the bottom of the truck. You want to make sure that these are folded in like so, not out like this. Fold it up like so, and you're going to bring that up like so, and you're going to bring the arms back like so, and like so. And then these flaps are going to tab on right here, like this, and like this. We do want to make sure that this whole section back here is tabbed in, or rather compressed and flat. And then is it this? Yeah, no. We want to make the chest piece go in first, and then these wheels will tab into it, or they'll immediately untab for reasons. Then we fold this up, and there is it's only these little notches on the sides of the middle part here, but these two tabs here are going to tab into that crotch plate like so. And we can just rotate this gun around. And now there is a weird thing about this in the instructions. As you can see, there are two tabs and this armature here. The instruction says to fold it this way, but obviously you can't. Not to mention, like, it shows essentially it in this kind of position, so I think that's just a misprint in the instructions. But yeah, this is essentially how you want it looking. And here we have on slot all done up, and it is a nice little like missile carrier. What's it supposed to be? I'm not entirely sure, but it looks good. I dig it. I do dig it. Again, I do really like all these little vehicle modes. Yeah. But yeah, next we'll need to work on the combination, but I will be taking a short break. It's going to only be like a second for you guys, but my battery's low and my butt hurts, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm back now, so we're going to go ahead and work on getting these guys into their combined mode. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to bring over the combiner parts. And we are also going to take Swindle's gun and just put that back on here. I think it's supposed to go this way. Yeah, there it goes. So we're just going to go ahead and pop this back panel off. And then the feet are on little rails here. You do kind of want to make sure that the toes are down so you get clearance. Yeah, they just slide into this little slot here on this little rail. And same for the other side. And then the hand, you do just want to slide that up. And that's just on this peg. And they have done the elbows a bit differently for the combiner mode this time around. And we want to take this off. And then for the combine mode, we do want to flip this part up. So we'll set all this off to the side. And let's start with Swindle and Brawl for the legs. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to fold these feet up, and then we are going to split this apart a little bit, and we are going to fold his whole head down like so, and we are going to fold his face up like that and bring it all the way down, and there's a little tab and a little slot like so. And then we can just lean this a little forward a bit, and we do need to untab these side panels here and rotate them like so. Untab it, rotate it like so, and just push those back in together like that. Then we are going to take one of the feet, and there's just these little rails and these little slots right here and here, and we just want to slide those on there like so. And there we have one leg. And it's essentially the same for Swindle. Just going to separate these out a little bit, rotate them forward. We are going to lift his face and bring it around, and there's that same tab slot connection like so. And then we do actually want to fold this down like so, untab the spare tire. I do believe we actually need to flip that around. Yeah, just get this out of the way so that we can flip that around. Make sure to put that back in. Tab that back together. Again, we just want to sort of flatten this, and there's a little slot on the windshield and a little tab here. Just put that back together like so. Oh, these folded down when they weren't supposed to. And here, I do actually think you're supposed to fold these in. If not, I always do. That way, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do that. So there's that. And I think you can do that with both of them. No, not really, because the tank turret's in the way on him. But yeah, now we just want to take the other foot. Same slide, rail connection going on there. And there we have our other leg done. And we'll set those off to the side. Now we will transform Onslaught. So we are going to lift this up, and we are going to come down here and untab this, and we do want to untab these panels here. Oh, there we go. Tab that there, and just sort of separate these out. And I know we got to angle the wheels here. I think we leave the legs as they are in that. And then see. Pretty sure gotta change how the whole top area is oriented. So just untab all this. Do want to bring this up, but we do want to keep the head inside. And pretty sure we fold this whole assembly back like it's going into robot mode. So do that. Then I think we might actually fold the truck top back underneath. Yeah, like that. Yeah, pretty sure like most of it's going back into robot mode, so we want to tuck the arms in again, like so. And then these arms, I'm trying to remember, there's like a weird way the arms orient. Let's see. I think it's like this. Drawing a little bit of a blank here. Fold that in, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Fold these out. And then for this, you can, again, you can use either chest piece. Personally, I prefer this one, but again, you can use either one, and it just will tab on here. It's got pegs here, and then slots, pegs. So it just goes like that. And if I did this right, I definitely did not do this right. Okay, I almost did it right. Yeah, whereas elbows are when they're bent fully over like this, you can see there's like a square hole there now, and that's where this bit right here is gonna go. We're just gonna bring that in, push that down over it, make sure to bring this all the way down. There we go. There we have that main torso, and my nail is coming apart. And then we can take the legs, and as you can see, he does have stubby little rail connection right here, and that is going to slide in right here where the head was, like this. And there we go. And then we do the same for the other side. And now we have him with his legs all done. Now we do have to transform the arms, which are a bit more complicated, even compared to previous renditions, because they did add a little extra, like, stability, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Anyway, so first thing we want to do is we need to pull up this little piece here, and this is always the hard part for me, just getting under there. It's a very secure connection. There we go. Takes a little fiddling. And then we do want to open these up. I'm just going to take these guns off because they're probably going to pop off anyway. But yeah, just want to open these up. And we are going to bring these out. Oh, definitely need to untab these arms too, just to get them out of the way. And fold these down. And we are going to separate these, and again we do need to open this a little bit up. Actually, we need to fold this part away first, like so. Want it looking like that. Again, you bring this up and you fold this around, and then bring it around on that hinge, if I can stop catching it. There we go, like that. Bring this out, bring this out. And then again, you want to unhook this, and now we're going to go into this back tab that I got mixed up earlier, like so. Just make sure that that locks in there, and then fold this back over. And now, so there is a double hinge here, and this is how the foot folds, but this time we're going to bring it up outwards like that. And I think, yeah, we do want to bring the landing gear all the way up around like this. And again, on the other side, we're going to open this up, move it into that backmost slot there, close that up. Going to move this out and up to the side, bring this landing gear up and around, and we do want to basically bring the arm, these two pieces back together. And here is, you can see it's already started unfolding. But you get this whole assembly of arm now, and you want to bring that out, sort of bring it up like this. And you're going to fold the chest down, and do need to extend this a little more, bring this out. And that chest piece from his robot mode is going to fold up and around like so. Then you're going to bring this back up like this, and you kind of want to, there's a bit of a groove to it. You want to make sure it's nestled into that groove. Then you're going to fold these two side panels down. You can see there's tabs on them, and they will actually go into these little slots for the mushroom peg. And I just push that out of the way. And that is one of the parts that is definitely new. They definitely did not do the little chest piece tabs before on their other combiners. Come on. This part can take a little fiddling to get it lined up right, because it is very particular. There we go. And there we go. And now this is coming on tab when it shouldn't, but yeah, we want to fold these arms back up to the sides like so. And now we have most of this done. Let's see, I'm trying to, yeah, this is our elbow joint, so bring that around and around like so. And then we want to take the arm with the blue section, or the hand rather, and it will fold over like this, and these are not completely lined up. Oh, I think we need to fold out his feet too. Yeah, we do, because they get in the way. Pull out his feet and bring that around, and we should be able to fold this in like so. I believe we've done that correctly. And I'm just going to double check and make sure I am doing that right. Yep. And then you just want to fold these feet down to round out the arm a little better. But yeah, that is how you want to do Vortex. Oh, and this can fold back down. And we can just put those guns back on, but this time I'm going to point them facing up so that he has room for his elbow to move. Put that there. And then we'll move on to blast off. So first thing, we are going to split the tail, or the dorsal fin. And we do want to untab these panels, and like I mentioned, these are really snug in this mode, so just kind of give them a lot of wiggling and try and separate everything if you can, because yeah, it's just very snug. Oh yeah, and these can pop up and come up like so. That helps a little bit. Alright, I'm using the tool. Where's my tool? Yeah, just pop these up. There we go. And just do the same for the other side. There we go. And we're going to extend that And we do want to rotate these rocket feet around. Like, so. Come on. There we go. And let's see. Make sure I'm doing all this right. Looking good so far. And we are going to do a similar thing here. We just extend this whole elbow assembly. Untab what is his robot chest here from the top. We fold it around and under. Bring this up. And slide it up. Slide it in. And yeah, I usually have an easier time with blast off than I do with vortex as far as that specific part goes. And then for here, we want to fold these back in. And this time you want to fold the wings to the side, and this tab will go into this slot. So it'll look more like this. Come on. You are not going to cooperate, are you? No, you're supposed to tap back in. Come on. Okay, fine. Get these out. Am I not supposed to pull that up after all? Pretty sure I'm supposed to do that. I gotta squeeze that back on. I'm just going to assume that I was wrong about that step at this point. Seems like it. And that just... See, this is why you can't... You gotta make sure that you line them up right, because they are very secure once they're in place. There we go. And then these fold up, and you do need to rotate them around so that they will fold all the way down. You do want to close this up. Now we grab the brown side hand, and again we just have these sliding rails, and these are going to go onto his feet like so. There we go. Gotta take this gun out of his hand so I can close that back up properly. There we go. Then we just flatten these out again. Gotta turn this around. Then we gotta rotate this way. Oh, wait, no. Yes, this way. And there we have his other arm. And it's just these blocks right here are just going to slide right into these slots up here. And there we go. Oh, and this one is facing that way. And now we can put his gun back in his hand. It is a tab on either side, and there's a slot in his palm. And there we have our mini bruticus. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Go ahead and raise that up a little bit. But yeah, the only real downside is now this just has nowhere to go. Whichever chest piece you don't use just kind of doesn't do anything because it can't go onto the back anymore because that's where onslaught is. So that's really